Lord, show me what I have to teach. Show me what I have yet to learn. Show me the knowledge of your will and the wisdom to implement it.
Enséñame lo que tengo, Señor, enséñame lo que tengo que enseñar. Enséñame lo que aún tengo que aprender. Enséñame el conocimiento de tu voluntad y la sabiduría para ponerla en práctica.
You gave me a vocation calling to faith. I give you my invocation, hopefully calling at your door.
Tú me diste una vocación llamándome a la fe. Yo te doy mi invocación, llamando con esperanza a tu puerta.
Always let me be human, my Lord, comprising men and their problems. Men like them, I am. Men are like me, no, to share what I have learned.
Que sea siempre humano, Señor, que comprenda a los hombres y sus problemas. Hombre soy, como ellos, hombres son, como yo, que sepa compartir lo que yo mismo he aprendido.
Lord, allow me to perform catechesis the best possible way. Let me be clear. Let me be enlightened with your light. Make my listeners enlightened by you and listen to your word through me.
Señor, que desempeñe la catequesis del mejor modo posible. Hazme transparente, que me deje iluminar por tu luz. Haz que mis oyentes, iluminados por ti, escuchen tu palabra por medio de mí.
Give me faith to help young people have confidence that God is always acting in their lives. Amen.
Dame la fe para ayudar a los jóvenes, tener confianza de que Dios está actuando siempre en sus vidas. Amén.
In the name of the Father, to the Son, to the Holy Spirit.
Amen. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Buenos días todos. Quiero darle una cordial bienvenida a la señora Mayra Flores. Yo allí, sí, en cámara, ok, ahí. Ella viene para enseñarnos y tiene un buen programa con la prevención de protegiendo a los niños de Dios. Yo sé que ha cambiado el programa, pero así es como lo hemos entendido. I would like to present Mrs. Mayra Flores. She's from the office for Archdiocese of Chicago, and then we are going to celebrate and learn how to protect our children, especially at this time. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask her. She's expertise. Es muy experta con todas las preguntas que ustedes tengan. Después de que haga la presentación, me imagino, right?
No, cuando quiera.
Anytime, she say anytime
when,
and she's bilingual. Very well, thank you.
Yes, but I'm losing my voice in both English and Spanish. Good morning. Ay, gracias.
Our coffee will be ready in 15 minutes.
So maybe I should wait for the coffee to be done so everybody wakes up. But good morning. Yo soy Mayra Flores, la coordinadora de la Oficina de Seguro Ambiente. I am the coordinator for the Office of Safe Environment. And this office is part of the Office for the Protection of Children and Youth, which is an umbrella office. And there are 4 distinct ministries: Child Abuse Investigations and Review, Assistance Ministry, Safe Environment, and Parent Plans Program. Yo soy parte de una oficina que se dice la Oficina de la Protección de Niños y Jóvenes. Y son 4 oficinas debajo de esta oficina. Uno de la investigación, otra para dar la ayuda a los víctimas, tercero el mío, ambiente seguro, y después el cuarto es la oficina de esos sacerdotes que los sacaron del ministerio, pero que manejan. Yo estoy aquí solamente para la oficina de ambiente seguro y sobre la información sobre los niños, entrenamiento, la educación de niños para que ellos sepan que ellos tienen derecho de ser seguros que ellos tienen derecho de ser feliz y ellos tienen derecho de estar en esta iglesia. So I'm going to concentrate on the Safe Environment Office, especially the part about the children's training, because children have a right to be safe, they have a right to be happy, and they have a right to this church. And so we, all of us, yo oí la oración esta mañana y oí la palabra vocación. Y es bien importante para mí que ustedes sepan que la vocación tuya, de ustedes, es tan importante. Ustedes vienen y le enseñan la fe a los niños. Eso es lo más importante para mí en esta misa, en esta iglesia que llega. So for me, what I heard in the prayer this morning was the word vocation. And that is so important because you have an important role in your vocation to teach the faith in this church, to teach the faith to these children. So I'm going to go over some materials, but I need for you to ask questions because this is an important part of keeping safe environments. Yo necesito que ustedes hagan sus preguntas ahora. Yo no quiero irme de aquí que ustedes tengan una pregunta, porque ustedes son los que están escribiendo esta segura ambiente aquí en Nuestra Señora de Merced. So it's important that you ask questions because I don't want to leave here if you have questions, because it's up to you to create the safe environments in Our Lady of Mercy. Okay? So what do I mean by children's programming? So here is a diagram. We call it Swiss cheese. Aquí tenemos una imagen que tiene los diferentes partes de la Oficina de Seguro Ambiente. So these are the different parts of safe environment. So here you have, a ver si lo ven, here you have policies and procedures. Estos son, ¿cómo se dice policy? Policía. Así, son una parte nada más. Pero después tenemos los background checks, ¿verdad? Después tenemos el code of conduct, tenemos los programs, los entrenamientos. Cuando ustedes cogieron Virtues, eso fue parte de eso. ¿Ustedes cogieron Media Reporter Training todavía? ¿Sí o no? Okay, son parte.
We have, but they haven't.
Y después, el último es el entrenamiento de los niños. Ahora, cada cual son fuertes y tienen su parte. Pero también tienen estos rotos que saben o son ahí cuando no lo hacen. Cuando hay una persona que no quiere hacer su background check, se puede hacer un rotito, ¿verdad? Si alguien no quiere firmar su code of conduct, otro rotito. Lo que estamos diciendo es que tenemos que tener esto tan fuerte que si un rotito se hace cada cual, se puede hacer un abuso. So when you have these different sections and you have holes because maybe somebody doesn't want to follow policy, perhaps there's somebody that doesn't want to sign the code of conduct. We get that. It's not going to be perfect. They're not going to be whole. But we don't want the holes to line up because if they do, then abuse can happen. So I know that this last one, the student program, can be the hardest for people because you're teaching children about sexual abuse. Okay? Yo sé que esta parte sería lo más difícil porque ustedes le están enseñando a los niños lo que es abuso sexual. Pero enseñarle algo así en la fe. Are you coming in? It's okay. A enseñarle a los niños lo que es para decirles que ustedes no, que si alguien te trata de tocar, si alguien te trata de hablar sobre el abuso sexual y te van a hacer daño, mejor me avisa, mejor le dice a su papá para que no pase nada. So the part about teaching children about what sexual abuse is so that they know that it's wrong. That if they know they're uncomfortable with something, that they have to report to a trusted adult. That they should report to their parents. So many times the student training should not be when this stops. It should be the last barrier that we reinforce because it should not come down to children being the ones to say, no, this is wrong. This shouldn't be happening. but sometimes it is. Lo que estoy tratando de decir es cuando enseñamos a los niños, no es para que ellos se sientan que es la responsabilidad de ellos de parar el abuso, pero si pasa, queremos que ellos de seguro que ellos pueden decirle a alguien, que cuando ellos le dicen a alguien, que esa persona le va a ayudar. Okay? So when we teach the children this, we're telling them, we're giving them permission to say something. Say something to stop it. So it's not up to you to say, I'll fix it. Let me fix it. If a child comes to you and they say, this is what's happening to me, I don't want you to say, I'll fix it, because sometimes you can't. No quiero que cuando un niño o un joven venga a usted y le diga, esto es lo que me está pasando, que usted dice, ok, yo lo voy a arreglar todo. Todo se va a hacer bien. No, porque algunas veces no se puede arreglar. Si no, quiero que le va a decir, yo creo que lo que tú me estás diciendo es la verdad y le voy a ayudar. Voy a buscar la manera de ayudarte. So when the child comes to you, I don't want you to say, I'll fix it, but rather, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you, and I'm going to make sure that you're okay, that I can help you. So that's what these barriers are about. Any questions on this? ¿Hay preguntas?
Can I?
Yes.
You mentioned about sexual abuse. So if a child comes to you and says, I'm having this issue of sexual abuse, you as a teacher, what do you do?
Okay, if a child discloses to you, si hay un niño que te dice que hay abuso sexual en la vida de he asks if, what would you do if a child comes to you and reports that there's sexual abuse? Excuse me. What you do is, you don't ask, okay, what happened, when did it happen, or anything. Say, thank you for telling me. That takes a lot of courage. Now, I've been told by children, people have reported to me, by children, adults, that they've been abused. That's part of my job. So I have learned, it's hard. It's hard.
But what do you do? Do you report to higher up?
Yes. So then the first thing is check how you react to the child.
Okay.
And then say, I have to report this. Okay? So you don't say, I'm going to fix it, but you say, I have to report this. Now, Marjorie is your CRE. You tell her, but she can't stop you from reporting. All right? She can't stop you from reporting. The pastor can. But they'll support you. So, si le dice a Marjorie o si le dice a el párroco, ellos no te pueden decir, no lo puedes reportar a DCFS. They can't tell you not to report to DCFS. Rather, they will support you. They'll sit with you while you report it. Because DCFS wants to hear from the person the child is close to. So you don't ask the child, okay, what happened? You report to DCFS, this is what this child told me. So cuando lo vas a reportar, ustedes no tienen que investigar nada. Ustedes nada más le tienen que decir a DCFS, esto es lo que me dijo el niño. Para que ellos hagan su decisión si van a investigar o no. Okay? So DCFS is the expert. They're the ones that decide whether they're going to do. Now, I want to be clear. It is not against the law for a parent to discipline their child. No es contra la ley que un padre disciplina a su niño. Okay? Le puede dar, en vez de, pero no le puede dar tan duro que lo va a marcar. Y si ellos dicen que ellos tienen algo, una marca, un bruise, algo así, ustedes no le dicen, pues déjame verlo. Ustedes no pueden decir eso, porque no quiero que el niño crea, me tengo que quitar la blusa, me tengo que quitar los pantalones. No, that's not what you do. So if a child reports to you that they've been abused, physically abused, you don't say, well, let me see the mark, okay? You don't do that. You don't want to violate the child again by asking them to show you. Rather, you say, okay, I need to report this. You had a question?
As catechists, our primary function as catechists are to teach the children about the love of God,
yes,
the love of Jesus Christ. When a child comes up to you, or if you notice a change in their behavior within your class because of abuse, or if they come right out and tell you, it is your duty as a catechist, first of all, not to judge.
Right. Yes.
Secondly, you have got to report it to Marjorie, to Jessica, to Annie, and then your part in that has been minimalized. You've done what you need to do as far as bringing it to the attention of people that are in authority to take it that next step farther. The reason why I say that is because sometimes children will come up to you, and I'm sure you've had this experience, where they're pissed at their parents for whatever reason. And so therefore they want to get back at them. They want to get back at them. And so they come up with a story. All right? This is happening, da, 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 da. They get their parents in trouble. All right?
Okay, can I stop you there?
Sure.
Less than 5% of children lie.
Right.
Okay.
I understand that.
And when they lie, many times it's because of a custody battle. All right? Do you want to take a chance that the report that you're getting, that you're making a judgment that that child is lying because they want to get back at their parent? So I'm saying, get yourself out of that role, take yourself out of that role, and not say, okay, they're probably lying because they're pissed at their parents. That's not our role. Our role is if the child reports, let somebody else decide whether it's valid or not. You've done your duty, and I get what you're saying, that you're there to teach the faith. But there's a gospel message that Jesus said, let the children come to me, for theirs is the kingdom of God. So if they're coming to their faith, if they're coming to their faith family and saying to you, this is what's happening to me, I want you to take the child for what it's worth in the moment and let DCFS say, and let them work it out. It is not DCFS's job they're not there to separate every family, okay? They're there to stop the abuse. So if the child feels that they have to report something like that to get back at their parents, I just, I have a hard time saying, okay, then I'm going to take a chance and let the family sort of work it out and whatever. And then what happens if there is a valid report there? So I don't want you to feel you have to figure it out first, to investigate first before you make a call. Okay? So is there a second part to that?
Oh, no, there's no sense. There's nothing for me more.
Okay. Okay. Wait, there was a question. Oh, wait. Marjorie?
Yeah. Can you translate whatever
Oh.
say, because they would like to know
Okay.
Spanish.
So lo que él preguntó fue que ¿qué pasa si un niño, para que el padre que ellos están peleando, que ellos están enojados con su padre, y ellos hacen un reporte para que los padres se pongan en el problema, que lo que él está diciendo es, nosotros, ustedes como catequistas, se lo puede decir a Marjorie, se lo puede decir a Jessica y otra persona. Y eso ya se le... No, el párroco no, fue otra... Annie. So, y que si eso pasa, que eso es suficiente de ustedes reportar a ellos. Y lo que yo estoy diciendo es que muchas veces niños, cuando ellos no mienten sobre el abuso sexual. Si ellos lo están diciendo, yo no quiero que ustedes digan, ¿será verdad o sería que ellos están peleando con su padre? Lo que yo estoy diciendo es, eso no es el trabajo de ustedes para investigar, a ver si es verdad o no. Nada más tiene que reportarlo para que DCFS vea. Ellos pueden decir, no vamos a investigar. En el momento que ustedes llaman, ustedes pueden decir, esto es lo que pasó, que esto y esto y esto y esto. Es el trabajo de ellos de investigar y decir sí o no si van a coger el caso. Eso no es el trabajo de ustedes. Okay? Wait, I had a question.
And how long does it take the DCF to remove that child from the home?
But it's not, DCFS is not always going to remove the child from the home. It's going to take them, they're going to have 24 hours to talk to the child. Within 24 hours, they'll talk to the child. So they'll get to the child right away. Now, the reason I don't want you to investigate is because they could have a file on the family. There could be some trouble there. And if there is trouble with the parents, they could give them resources. You know, they can offer resources, you know, because that's an extreme way of getting back at your parents. Okay? So they'll have 24 hours to talk to the child. If they take it. Because many times they'll say, no, we won't investigate it. All right? We've had a lot of times where they say, no, we won't investigate it. Okay?
But what about DCF? Take it out of the home and place it in a foster home. And things are worse in the foster home than in the house.
That's their problem.
Because it happens.
And I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying those are extreme cases because DCFS's goal is not to remove the child, but to stop the abuse. If it's extreme and they take the child, they'll place them with a family member before they'll place them with a foster home. So there are different steps in there. So I don't want you to get bogged down and worry about, oh my God, if I make a phone call, they're going to separate the child, they're going to go to foster care, and it's going to be worse. That's not the goal. The goal is to stop the abuse if there's abuse. Ella preguntó, ¿qué pasaría si DCFS viene y habla con el niño y después quita al niño de la casa y lo pone con una gente ajena? Y yo digo que es la responsabilidad de DCFS para parar el abuso. Eso es lo primero de ellos. No quieren quitar al niño de la casa, sino trabajar con la familia a darle resources para que ellos sepan aquí así se hace las cosas un poquito mejor para que no haya abuso. Ahora, si hay abuso y es algo que ellos tienen que quitar al niño, ellos primero no lo van a poner con casas ajenas. Ellos buscan familiares para después poner el niño con la familia, antes de ponerlo. Eso no quiero decir que nunca pasa, pero primero lo que ellos tienen que hacer es parar el abuso. Y después de eso, si lo tienen que quitar de la casa, es a ponerlo con familia primero. Familiar.
So basically you're saying that when there is a child or any sexual abuse like that, your first option basically is to tell Marks, and the second one is to call DCFS, let them handle it.
If it raises to the level of making a hotline call, you have to call DCFS to let them make that. Now, many times, you could go to a parent and you could say, this is, you know, if the child is reporting against the parents, you don't, you know. But if there's a situation where, you know, the child's different and stuff, you want to bring it to the parents' attention. Maybe there's something going on. Maybe there's a beloved family member who's not well, and they just need some attention, or they just is worried. You know, their grades could be dipping and stuff. Not every symptom is cause for calling. Yes.
What you're saying is making sense.
Okay. I like to make sense, but if you need more clarification.
But we as catechists are obligated to report any type of physical abuse to the hierarchy. It is up to the hierarchy to call DCFS, to talk to the parents, to bring them in between Marjorie, father, okay? We as catechists, if we start getting involved in all of that, us personally start calling DCFS and this, that, and the other thing, what is that going to tell? What is that going to tell not only the children, but the parents? The parents are going to pull the children out of our classes in fear that if the kid is not acting right, the catechist is going to call DCFS. We as catechists, our primary, and I said it before, our primary function here at Our Lady of Mercy is to teach the children about God, about Jesus Christ, etc., so forth. It is not our role as catechists to get involved with DCFS, to have them removed or not removed from the home, We have no control of that other than to report it to the hierarchy. And then we should just step back and let them take care of it, not us. Because first of all, we're not qualified to do stuff like that. We need to primarily keep our focus as catechists to teach the children.
Okay.
And then to report.
Okay.
But then step away. Not to be calling DCFS, not to have everybody coming down on us now because we did something like that may have been founded or unfounded. And so therefore, by us getting involved, we're putting ourselves into a position that we shouldn't be involved in. It is not our place. It's not our place. It's our place to report it if we suspect it, but not to go that extra 20 miles. That's up to them. That's up to them. And it's happened. It's happened here at Our Lady of Mercy years ago. Years ago it happened at Our Lady of Mercy.
And what happened?
And eventually what happened is that they eventually took the child out of the home because they investigated. We didn't do it.
Okay.
We reported it, but then they took care of it.
Right.
We shouldn't have to do that.
Okay, so let me, I want to make sure I get to you. So lo que él tiene, él dice que ustedes como catequistas no tienen las cualificaciones para investigar, porque es sobre la responsabilidad de Marjorie, el párroco, hacer la decisión sobre llamar a DCFS. ¿Okay? Eso es lo que está diciendo. Porque ustedes, la responsabilidad de ustedes es enseñarle la fe a los niños. Eso es lo que ustedes están. Okay, so first, what DCFS, I'm not saying, and I want to be clear, I'm not saying you investigate. I don't want you to investigate. DCFS doesn't want you to investigate. All they want is for whoever the child went to disclose, because that child felt safe with that person. That child felt that that person was a person that could help them. That they went to that person and reported something, DCFS wants to talk to that person. So that they hear firsthand from what and that's all you have to do. If the child says, my mother bruised my back, that's all you report to DCFS. You don't say, it happened on this day, this is all the child told you, that's all you report. You can be anonymous. You're not mandated reporters by state law, so you can be anonymous when you make the call. And then you can step back and let DCFS, and DCFS has to be the one to investigate. They're the only ones that can. So for me, I understand what you're saying, that you're teaching the faith, but the faith teaches us that we have to take care of each other, that we have to take care of these children so that they can be who they need to be in God's image, who God wanted them to be. So we do have a responsibility to protect them in this church. So if they see you're a safe person, I want DCFS to hear from you. Yeah, you tell Marjorie, you tell Jessica, you tell Annie, you tell the pastor, and they'll help you. But the minute you report to DCFS, you back off. You do back off, because then it's up to DCFS. And if it happened years ago that they took the children out, it was DCFS's decision, not yours. It was DCFS after their investigation to remove that child. So I cannot imagine what it must have been that they removed him. I can only know that DCFS, in their expertise capacity, felt they had to remove that child. So you're not part of that. You're not investigating. So lo que le estoy tratando de explicar es que DCFS no quiere que ustedes investiguen lo que va a pasar. Sino, lo que yo estoy diciendo es que yo sé que ustedes como catequistas son la gente que van a enseñar. La vocación de ustedes es para enseñar la fe. Pero la fe no dice que nosotros tenemos que proteger los niños, que tenemos que hacer gente que ellos pueden venir y que esa persona, lo que dije, que si hay un niño, en toda la gente que ellos conocen, le cogen a ustedes y te dicen algo tan serio que ellos sentían en su corazón que usted era una persona segura, era una persona que ellos podían decir esto, que yo quiero que ustedes, con Marjorie, con el párroco, pueden reportar a DCFS, porque DCFS nada más quiere oír de usted lo que el niño le dijo a usted, o el joven. Eso nada más. Usted no tiene que decir que pasó en este día, nada más lo que te dijo el niño. Y después ustedes no tienen que envolverse más en la situación, porque es la responsabilidad de DCFS a investigar. Y eso es lo que ellos van a hacer. Ahora, si ellos quitan el niño de la casa, sabrá Dios lo que pasó en esa casa. Pero no es parte de ustedes, la vocación de ustedes para investigar, sino para enseñar la fe. Y la fe nos dice, Jesucristo nos dijo en la lectura, que nosotros tenemos que cuidar a esos niños, porque ellos son parte de la iglesia. ¿Ok? Yes. Wait. I have to get to her, because she's...
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a two-part question. So I'm a mandated reporter for my job.
Okay.
And
What's your job?
I work at a public school.
Okay.
I'm a teacher. But as catechists, are we also mandated reporters, or is it just Marjorie, Annie, and Jessica? Because I want to be clear, because the steps that I was just trained on was, as a mandated reporter, I go straight to DCFS.
Mm-hmm.
Then I tell the principal, then I tell a supervisor if I work for a partnership in school. I do not go to the principal. I, as a mandated reporter, go straight to DCFS, and then, everyone else knows. So I want to know what the steps are here, and I want to be clear. When a child comes to me, where do I go, and what is my role? Am I a mandated reporter here as a catechist?
Okay. Now I need to know how to say mandated reporter in Spanish. So, como catequista, ella está preguntando, ustedes son mandated reporters, esos son gente por la ley, ustedes tienen obligación para hacer un reporte directamente al DCFS. Ustedes no son parte de ese grupo. Ustedes tienen que coger la clase para saber cómo reportar, pero ustedes no por ley son responsables de hacer la llamada. Es por la policía de la arquidiócesis, y que ustedes sepan lo que tienen que hacer si un niño venga y le dice algo, pero no por la ley. So mandated reporters are not, catechists are not by law mandated reporters. Ahora, let me clarify that. Because of everything that's happening with CPS, that all those teachers were found not to have background checks, and there was a lot of abuse in CPS, that because of the church and the abuse that's happening in the church and still getting reported, it's not happening now. Because of Penn State, because of Larry Nassar, because of the news, there are people in leadership who want to make, and they'll see catechists as educators, would want to make it a law that you would be part of the group to be mandated reporters, but they're not there yet. They are pushing for it, but they're not there yet. So by definition, you're not a mandated reporter. Porque lo que está pasando en la escuela pública sobre la noticia que había mucha gente, muchos maestros que estaban abusando a los niños, porque lo que ha pasado en la iglesia, porque lo que pasó con Larry Nassar, ¿te recuerda el doctor que abusó muchas de las muchachas jóvenes? Por lo que pasó ahí, hay mucha gente que contra la organización como the Children's Advocacy Center y esas organizaciones que son por los niños, ellos están tratando de cambiar la ley para incluir gente como ustedes, porque ellos dicen, ustedes son educadores. Y como educadores, los niños lo ven como maestros y eso. Y quizá ustedes deben de ser parte de ese grupo, pero ahora, en este tiempo, no es así. Ustedes no son por la ley, tienen que hacer la llamada. Por eso, ustedes pueden hacer una llamada ayúdame. Anónimo, ¿ok? Pero eso no es parte del arte.
Entonces, tienen que, aún así, como no son parte del grupo, ser reportero obligatorio, entrenar como reportero obligatorio por la computadora.
Sí, ustedes tienen que coger esa clase porque cuando ustedes den esta clase a los niños, puede ser que ellos te dicen algo y quiero que ustedes sepan la diferencia sobre qué es reportar y qué ustedes pueden hablar con los padres. Si ellos te dicen algo, ustedes se lo pueden decir al padre. Pero si es algo que ustedes deben de llamar a decir, nosotros queremos que ustedes sepan cómo hacer esa llamada. So she asked, even though you're not mandated reporters, will catechists have to take the training for mandated reporters? And I say yes, because what Virtus, lo que Virtus le enseña es qué hacen la gente para abusar. What mandated reporters training does es enseñarle cómo reportar. Eso no solamente es diferente, son distintos. So what Virtus teaches you is what to look for with grooming and abuse. That's what it teaches you. What mandated reporter teaches you is just about the law. What to report, and who to report to. Not everything is reportable. Yes?
What is grooming?
Grooming is when a child, when an adult, and it's mostly to adults, but when a perpetrator tries to, they take their time, they introduce themselves to the child, they try to learn their likes, and then they take a little bit further. It's not just that. You want to know who your children are and get to know them. It takes a little bit further. Oh, your parents don't understand you like I do. Oh, here's a phone that only you and I would use. So it's doing things to gain access to the child to then abuse them. Okay? So that's what grooming is. Grooming is not just learning about the child, but taking a step further so that the child doesn't feel like they're being tricked into getting abused. So that's what a perpetrator would do. They take time, over time. You know, oh, your parents don't understand you. Oh, your father, you don't have a father in the home? Oh, I could be your father figure. But you don't have to tell your mom. This will be a secret between you and I. Oh, you know, there are different ways of loving. So they trick the child into thinking that if they're being abused, they're going to want it, that they are special in a way that it's only between the two of them. Let's do things that your parents wouldn't allow you to do, because this way I'm your buddy, I'm your pal, and we could do this together. You just don't have to tell your mom. She doesn't need to know. Because if the mom knew, she would stop it right away. Okay? So it's grooming to gain access to the child to then abuse them. Not to get to know the child so that you build a healthy relationship and you're a good teacher and you're a good catechist. That's not how it is. Ahora, ayúdame a decir cómo se dice grooming.
Preparando.
¿Cómo?
Preparándolo.
Preparándolo. So, lo que está preguntando es, ¿qué es la diferencia de preparar a un niño para el abuso de que conocer a un niño? Lo que estoy diciendo es que una persona que quiere abusar puede ir al niño y decirle cosas que él quiere oír, o ella quiere oír. Oh, los padres tuyos no te entienden, tú debes de ir conmigo, mira, aquí está un regalito, no se lo tiene que decir a su mamá, porque si la mamá supo de lo que está haciendo, lo paraba. Pero lo que le está haciendo es la persona es tratando para que ellos tengan una relación para después abusarlo. Eso es lo que es prepararlo. ¿Okay? So, es distinto. Lo que te enseña Virtus es para mirar a ver si hay alguien que está tratando de preparar a un niño o ustedes. Grooming can happen to adults. We've had priests who groom the adult community by saying, oh, I just want to work with children. You know, you don't have to be there. It's just me and them. I could just be there. You know, you don't need, I could be there alone. Even though our code of conduct says 2 people, I could take him alone in the car. It's just me and him. You know, we could go out for dinner. So the perpetrator grooms the adults to then gain access to children. So there are different stages of grooming. Okay? So para la persona que quiere hacer daño a los niños, también puede preparar a los adultos a decirle, oh, usted no tiene que venir conmigo, yo estoy solo con él, está bien, yo puedo ser, aunque el Code of Conduct dice que dos personas, dos adultos, para que un adulto no esté solo siempre con los niños. No, yo lo hago solo, porque a mí me prefiere estar con los niños solo, anyway. Eso puede ser una forma de preparar los adultos. Okay? Are we good? So far, so good? Okay, so now let me go to where I was going to go. So now we have these barriers, and we have to reinforce them. Tenemos que hacer estos barriers bien fuertes, porque si no, si hacemos algo que empiezan los votos a hacerse más grandes, lo que le va a hacer daño a los niños puede hacerlo, porque ahora hay una manera de entrar y los adultos no lo van a parar o nada. So if we don't reinforce those barriers, those holes become bigger, and the risk for harm, the event of harm, becomes greater, so that perpetrator can gain access. So what do we do with that children's training? So children can't get training in their schools. There's a law that's called Aaron's Law, which requires sexual abuse prevention training in our public schools. So many of you children may be getting this training already in their public schools. That's not enough. We want the faith component as part of this reason for preventing. The respect life. Children should be respected. Okay? The sanctity of life. You know, so those messages have to be part of this program so that children understand that they have a right to be respected. And if they need to say something, they should say something. And here at Our Lady of Mercy, there are adults who want them to succeed, who want them to be safe. And we will help them. Just like I will help you. I'm not leaving here and you'll never hear from me again. You can always call me. We're there to help. So los niños en su programa, lo que ellos también en la escuela pública, es parte de una ley que se dice Aaron's Law, que ellos están supuestos dar la clase a los niños en la escuela pública. Pero eso no quiere decir que aquí tampoco no se puede dar la misma entrenamiento, pero aquí hay un parte de entrenamiento que es parte de la fe, que nosotros tenemos que el derecho de la vida a decirle a los niños que ustedes tienen ese derecho de estar seguros, que esto también en nuestra fe, ustedes tienen el derecho de estar, que decirle a un adulto, si ellos no están en la escuela, tienen que esperar a decirlo en la escuela el lunes. No, si hay gente aquí en Nuestra Señora de Merced que quieren que ellos estén seguros, que ellos estén respetados, que si ellos dicen algo, lo que les vamos a decir a los niños es, si hay algo que le está pasando, díselo a su papá. Ellos te van a escuchar, ellos te van a ayudar. Pero si no pueden decírselo a su papá, me lo puede decir a nosotros y nosotros le vamos a ayudar. So the training is not taking the parents out of it. The training is saying, if there's something troubling you, and it doesn't have to be sexual abuse. It could be anything. If something's troubling you, tell your parents. They will help you. But if your parents, if they can't tell your parents, you know, there are people here in Our Lady of Mercy who want the best for you and will help you. Many times, children will tell an adult to see how they're going to react before they tell their parents, so that they can sort of test it out. So if you're not prepared for that kind of disclosure, then the child's going to say, no, I'd rather live with whatever's happening because I'm afraid to tell my parents. So muchas veces un niño se lo dice a otro adulto a ver cómo ese adulto va a reaccionar para después decírselo al papá, a los padres. So ellos están diciendo, déjame ver si se lo digo a Jessica, cómo ella se va a reaccionar para después a ver si Jessica lo coge mal, yo sé que mi mamá lo va a coger peor. So they'll try it on somebody. They'll try it on Jessica before they try it out on an adult, on a parent. to see if Jessica takes a bath, then my mother's going to take a bath. I'm not going to tell anybody. It's not easy. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy. No va a ser fácil. Pero por eso ustedes se preparan con la información para después de prepararla. Okay? So the trainings that we offer, I'm doing a training after this on mandated reporter at St. Dismas. That's why I have all this stuff. So the training that we have for the Archdiocese of Chicago are all faith-based. They're all faith-based. One of them is Call to Protect. And Jessica tells me that you're doing this with the upper grades.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's a really good program. But you also have Child Lures Prevention. That's another program that's available to you. Then if you're using the Benziger Family Life, this is a catechetical program that incorporates safe environment training in the lessons. So you don't have to do anything additional if you're using this program. All right? The last one, and I believe you're also using this one, is Kids Smarts. All right? These are all available. This one you have to pay for. This one you have to update. But all of these, and this one I still have programs if you need this. But this one's free. The Verdus has a children's program. And they all have to be age-appropriate research-based. Lo que tenemos son programas y todos son en inglés, en español. Okay? Pero este es gratis. Este viene de the National Center for Missing Exploited Children. This comes from there. Okay? Y este también ustedes lo tienen ya. Pero también iVirtues tiene uno para los niños y jóvenes, que es gratis. Y también en inglés y en español. Y lo que te dan en todos los programas son papeles o handouts para los padres. Porque cuando ustedes se lo van a dar, Marjorie tiene que traer todos los padres y si vamos a tener un entrenamiento para los niños en este día. Para que cuando ellos tengan su entrenamiento en este programa, que cuando los padres lo vayan a recoger de catequista, ellos dicen, ¿y cómo le fue hoy? Y el niño le contesta, nos enseñaron cómo decir el Padre Nuestro y también nos enseñaron que nadie nos puede tocar, que tenemos el derecho que nadie nos puede tocar. Y no queremos que los padres cojan y pongan los frenos bien fuertes. ¿Qué? Porque ellos no están preparados. Si no, queremos que ellos digan, me recuerdo que hoy iba a ser el día que iban a tener entrenamiento. Sí, le dijeron que si hay algo que le está molestando, se lo puede decir a papá. Sí, nos dijeron que primero ustedes y después, si es algo más, se lo podemos decir al párrafo o lo que sea. So, no queremos nada de sorpresa para los padres. Pero todos los programas tienen handouts para los padres. So the programs that you're giving that are available are all research-based and age-appropriate. So you don't bring all the kids together. No traigan todos los niños juntos y dan un programa, sino lo tienes que poner por su edad. So you separate them out and you put them by their age group according to the program. And then before you give the children's training, Marjorie's going to bring the parents together so that they know that you're going to give this training on this day. So that when they pick up their children from class with you, and they're driving and they say, well, what did you learn today in religious ed? We learned about how to say the Our Father, but we also learned that nobody should be abusing us, that we have a right to be respected. And we don't want parents to put the brakes on real quick and say, wait, what are they teaching you? Rather, we want them to be prepared so that they can continue the conversation, so that they can say, yeah, that's right, they're having that class today. So did they tell you that if there's anything troubling you, you can tell the parents? Yes, they told us that. So that's what we want. This is a partnership between parents and Our Lady of Mercy. This is not your sole responsibility. You're working with parents. You're not taking the responsibility away from the parents. Okay? You're being partners with them. So usted no le está cogiendo la responsabilidad de los padres a decirle a los niños, a darle este entrenamiento, sino ustedes con los padres le van a dar esa educación a los niños. Okay? So the Verdus training has it all online. And you won't have this, but Marjorie has it. When she signs on to her account, she's going to have that educator's tab. And she can download all this material free. So ustedes no van a tener su cuenta de Virtus esta parte, sino Marjorie lo va a tener. Y si quieren se lo doy a Annie y se lo doy a Jessica también. Y ellos le dan la información a ustedes para que ustedes lo usen en la página. ¿Okay? Okay. So eso son una decisión que ustedes van a tomar. Yo no les digo, haz este programa, haz ese programa. Ustedes conocen a su niño mejor que yo. Ustedes hacen la decisión, ustedes hacen, déjame ver cuáles tenemos, qué información tenemos. Y ustedes hacen la decisión, cuál programa ustedes van a usar. Pero se tiene que dar cada año. Porque todo es como nosotros decirle a los niños, no jueguen con los fósforos. No crucen la calle sino en la esquina. So nosotros tenemos que sí darles la misma, tú sabes, la misma información. Y muchas veces sería perfecto hacerlo en octubre, antes que ellos salgan para Halloween. Que ellos estén solos, corriendo por la calle, buscando dulce, hablando con cualquier persona para dulce. Es importante. Pero también antes de la Navidad, Thanksgiving, todos esos días que ellos van a conocer gente ajena. Y después en abril en vez de la prevención de abuso de niños, no nada más sexual, sino de todo abuso. Y abril, antes que ellos salgan para Easter break, para Spring break, para las vacaciones, todo eso, también se puede hacer otro lesson ese día, en ese mes, para que ellos sepan, oh, me recuerdo que en octubre me dijeron algo y ahora en abril, para que ellos sepan que es importante, okay? So, what you have is, you have these programs, and you will not have this educator's tab on your Virtus account. Rather, Marjorie has on her account, and I could give it to Jessica and I could give it to Annie so that you don't have to go to Marjorie only. But the important thing is to make sure that the parents know about it. And another idea would be, when are you giving it? October is a good time. It's right before Halloween. Kids are out. They're asking for candy from strangers, from everybody, and they're on the streets and about. But it's also right before the holiday, before Thanksgiving, before Christmas and such, where they'll meet new people, where they'll go shopping with them. So it's a good time of year to introduce it. But then April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. That's another time right before spring break, right before Easter break, right before vacation, where you could give another lesson so that they are prepared for those breaks where they'll go on camping trips or they'll go to summer camp or something. Excuse me. So it's good to have like 2 lessons. They're not very long. But it's like any other lesson with children where you say, don't play with matches, be careful to cross the street, go to the corner. So these are lessons you reinforce. So every year it has to be given. It doesn't have to be the same lesson, but you're just building on a lesson every year to remind them that they are important, that they should not be abused, right? Because I'll tell you, in the grooming, perpetrators say, I'm not going to abuse you. They tell them different things to gain access to them. So they'll trick the child. Cuando están preparando al niño para el abuso, el que le va a hacer daño no le dice, te voy a usar, sino le dice cosas que ellos quieren oír, que le dan, tú sabes, información como, oh, te voy a querer así, y así es algo, un amor, un cariño dentro de todo, nosotros dos nada más, nadie va a entender. Y así los niños no se dan ni cuenta que lo están abusando. Okay? Any questions so far? I'm going through that pretty quickly.
What about all the kinds of abuse? Alcohol, drugs?
Right, so if that's the case, so the principles that they learn from this, they can report that too. Maybe not to you, but they'll report it to like a teacher at school or maybe they know of a police officer or somebody. So the principals, lo que le estamos enseñando no es solamente abuso sexual, sino si hay otra cosa que está pasando en la casa, pueden reportar eso también. Pero eso no quiere decir que eso se reporta al DCFS. I'm sorry?
I think that a lot of children at home, they see the parents abusing drugs,
Yeah.
alcoholism,
Yeah.
verbal.
Yeah? So there is, ahora, si hay algo, like verbal abuse and stuff, you know, I don't think that they'll report that to you. I don't think they'll report that. But if it empowers them to report to someone maybe in their school instead, maybe they know a police officer or somebody of authority, they'll be empowered. Ellos se van a sentir después del entrenamiento que ellos dicen, ok, yo tengo el poder para yo reportar algo que me está pasando en la casa. No quiere decir que puede ser abuso sexual, sino un abuso de alcoholismo, de droga, de cualquier cosa que le está molestando. Y el entrenamiento le está diciendo, no es solamente abuso que no le deben hacer, sino son otro abuso que puedes reportar también. Pero no tienen que decir que se lo van a reportar a ustedes. Yes.
Two things. Para los que no saben, los catequistas, en la reunión que tuvimos con los padres, les avisamos a ellos que sí vamos a tener 2 tiempos que vamos a estar platicando sobre esto. Entonces los papás sí están pendientes que esto sí va a pasar. So two things that I'm going to mention. So for the catechists, during the parent meeting that we had on August 25th, we did let them know that we are going to be having this program 2 times during the year that they're here. So the parents are aware that this is happening. So my question is, if we already let the parents know about this, do we have to remind them again with a flyer, or should we meet up with them again?
Okay, so did you give them handouts?
No.
Okay, so then that would be a way to remind them.
Okay.
To say, remember in August when we met together,
Yes.
we told you we're going to be giving this training. Here's your handout in preparation, because we're going to be giving. Just to remind you, we're going to be giving this program, and here's your handout. Because you have to make sure the parents have what they need to continue the conversation at home.
Okay.
Especially parents didn't make it that day.
Yes, there was a couple of parents who did not. Sí, mi pregunta fue que como ya se les avisó a ellos el 25 que se iba a hacer esto, que si tenían que volver a reunirse con nosotros para avisarles o mandar un papel. Y ella dijo que sí se puede mandar un papel como recordándoles que sí va a haber el entrenamiento también para los jóvenes.
Pero lo que le vamos a mandar son las hojas del programa. Las hojas de los padres, que es parte del programa.
Sí, ese se le mandó el año pasado al principio, pero este año se le avisó en la reunión y se le va a mandar ese papel ya cuando se acerca el tiempo para hacer, porque sí se va a hacer en octubre, me parece.
Ok, bueno.
Y en abril.
Okay. Y cuando lo hagan, ustedes se lo tienen que decir a Marjorie, para que ella lo apunte, porque ella tiene que reportar eso a Arquidiócesis. Nosotros en marzo mandamos un audit, y el audit le pregunta cuáles niños cogieron el entrenamiento, cuántos eran, cuándo fue y qué programa usaron. So when you give the training, make sure Marjorie knows, because she has to report that back to the Archdiocese as part of an audit in March. So what we ask for downtown is how many children were trained, what program you offered, and I think like the parents, were the parents notified. Okay. Was there a question? I thought I saw.
I guess I was wondering if the students are going to be informed, and the best way to inform the students. I guess I'm kind of worried if maybe like the way I announce it before, and then they'll be like, no, I don't want to go to that training. I'm going to pretend I'm sick, or I don't think it's going to be uncomfortable, and they won't want to come that day.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. How you publicize it, how you tell the kid. Don't say this is sex abuse prevention training, okay? Say this is safe environment training. This is So I want to teach you
How to be safe.
that, yeah, how to be safe, and I want to teach you that you have a right to be safe. That Jesus, so I don't know when I'm always off with the liturgical year. So I never know when the story of, or the gospel of when Jesus said, let the children come to me, when that comes. Because if not, use it. Use that as an opening. That one gospel. Let the children come to me. Jesus wants you to be part of this church. He wants, that's why you're here. That's why you're in religious ed. Because we're going to teach you the faith. I'm sharing my faith with you. I'm sharing what I learned. And so Jesus said, let the children come to me. The disciples, remember, they said, no, don't bother Jesus. Jesus is resting. And Jesus said, no. Let them come to me, for theirs is the kingdom of God. And so he wanted you to be safe. Not only in church, it's not only in church, but he wanted you to be safe everywhere. Because he knew how important you are. He knew that you matter. Yeah, you're little, but you're not unimportant. You are important. So you should be safe. So here's some, and the handouts for the younger children, they're not saying, okay, sexual abuse. It's saying, don't let anybody touch you where your bathing suit covers you. Okay? So it's not going to drill, it's not going to give them language they're not going to understand. It's going to be age appropriate. So cuando usted le den el entrenamiento a los niños, tratan de usar la liturgia, de que cuando Jesús estaba sentado y los discípulos decían, no lo moleste que está descansando. No, Jesucristo dijo, no, dejan que los niños entren, que ellos vengan a mí. Pues Él dijo eso porque Él quería que los niños sean parte de la iglesia, que ellos sepan que ellos son importantes, que ellos deben de estar seguros. Okay, so no empiecen con, okay, hoy vamos a empezar a enseñarte de abuso sexual. No, lo que le vamos a enseñar es cómo estar seguro. Nosotros queremos tener un ambiente seguro para usted, no solamente en la iglesia, sino en todas partes de su vida. Porque eso es lo que Jesucristo quería por ti. Eso es parte de mi fe. Eso es parte de la vocación mía para enseñarle a usted que ustedes son importantes. Ok, so así, eso es lo que, como yo quiero que ustedes se lo digan. Para que ellos sepan que eso es un tema que ellos no deben de estar miedo de decir a nadie. O si, que ella dijo algo fue. Sino, nosotros hablamos con su padre. Ellos saben que ustedes van a tener entrenamiento. Y ellos van a seguir la conversación. So you tell them, your parents know you're getting this training. Your parents are going to continue that conversation. You're not continuing with them. Okay? That fair? Okay. Anything else?
I have sitting in español en inquietud. Something that sometimes worries me is the online bulletins that we are supposed to read. I don't know if everybody's reading them. I don't know if everybody has a computer to read them. I know we have offered that if they don't have one at home to come to the rectory and they will be put in a room in one of the offices where they can read the bulletins. But the last one I just read was so important. It talked about a lot of what's going on right now in the church. So I just wondered if the catechists who have gone through the virtues training are using those bulletins to groom themselves, to prepare themselves to be able to work with children.
So that would be a question for Marjorie and Jessica and Annie. Porque los bulletins que salen todos los meses de Virtus son parte de su educación. Okay. Eso, y no son bien largos. Es una pregunta. Pero si ustedes no tienen computadora en la casa, en la iglesia tienen en la rectoría.
Sí, la rectoría.
Tienen uno que ustedes pueden usar. para leerlo, porque es tan importante para que ustedes sepan lo que está pasando en este día. Porque cuando yo primero tuve el entrenamiento mío de Virtus fue en 2004, 2004. Y yo estaba con el cardenal George. Yo estaba con él en la misma entrenamiento y yo mirándolo a ver cómo él iba a reaccionar. Pero es importante que cada mes usted lee esos boletines, es parte de su educación. Pero Marjorie y Jessica y Annie serían lo que... Pero si no tienen computadores, si no pueden ir a la rectoría, ayúdense, uno con el otro. Y están en español si lo necesitan. Now, every month, as part of your Virtus training, you have a monthly bulletin, and that's part of your ongoing education. And it keeps you up to date on current trends and current thinkings about child abuse prevention. And that's just for you. You don't share that with the children, that's yours. But if you have trouble, if you don't have a computer at home, if you can't read it on the phone, pair up, buddy up with each other. Or in the rectory, there's a computer set up. Did I get loud? There's a computer at the rectory that you can use to read your bulletins. Anything else? Yes.
This has nothing to do with the abuse or anything. Okay. What has happened in the Catholic Church that I was before. In one particular case, the child suffered epileptic seizure. The other case is where the other student has ADHD, and he became real unruly and shouting and everything like that. He was very disruptive. And at that time, what the church did is ask the parents of those issues like that to be available not inside the classroom, but outside. Because no one knows what to do when the child has epileptic seizure. So, do we have anything in this church on those kind of issues?
You do. I think that there is, and it's not just in the Catholic Church, in the public schools too. Public schools have nurses available to them, or some of them do, not all of them. And so they can administer. We don't have the authority to administer. So it is the practice to have a family member or the parent themselves be available for those situations.
Inside, okay.
Outside, right. So you have to make and the parents know this. The parents have to make reasonable adjustments for it, because you cannot be held liable for something like that.
Okay.
So lo que he preguntado fue algo distinto de lo que estamos hablando. Si no son, he tenido dos situaciones donde el niño tenía que tomar medicina para epilepsia y otro que era bien activo. No es la responsabilidad de ustedes para darles la medicina, sino un padre o una familia tiene que estar ahí para que ellos le den la pastilla o la medicina que le toca a la hora que le toca. No es la responsabilidad de ustedes. Okay. Anything else?
Mayra,
Yes.
I have a question. So at times I get asked if catechists can text their students, or if catechists can have their students on social media, like Facebook, as part of their personal account. What happens when they would like to create a group? For example, there's an app called WhatsApp. And they want to generate a group to communicate with their students of the homework, upcoming events, or let's focus on this. The person who is going to be in control of this group is the catechist. Can the catechist do that, or should a page be open through the parish so the parish can monitor that group?
Yes. So there's going to be these new guidelines that are going to come out. They're called Guidelines for Electronic Communication with Minors. The idea behind it is that parents be involved and that the leadership be involved as well. You should not create accounts, or you should not have your own personal accounts and have your children part of it, because they're separate. They are minors. You're not. So you should not have befriending your students on your Facebook page. So these guidelines, and they should be coming out in the next couple of weeks. They're in draft form right now. They're in our legal services office. What they are saying is that you should have an account for the church so that, like, the pastor has access to it, everybody has access to it to see, including parents. So that, let's say that, and we're not trying, you know, no, we are a human church. We have healthy connections, and we want to continue that. But we don't want to teach a child that if an adult says, I'll friend you, well, if my catechist friends me, I could be friends with this person too. So you're setting up healthy boundaries, including on social media. So have an account with the church so that if you cancel practice, right, if you cancel some kind of class, and the children go anyway, and say, well, my parents don't know it was canceled, I have a free day. I can go downtown, I can hang out with my friends. But this way the parents are aware of where their children are, because for all they know, they didn't get the notice. And so they think that they're with you. So you'd want to keep, so once those guidelines are out, we're going to send it out to all parishes and such, okay? Yo no lo dije en español, pero no sé cómo decirlo todo.
Cerca de la medicina, en el momento que el niño va a tomar la medicina, que hay un horario que los toca en el salón, y por supuesto no va a estar el padre o un adulto ahí, ¿se debe dejar que el niño tome la medicina o no?
Es que el padre si
manda a la oficina.
Si hay un arreglo, si tiene tiene que tener un papel o lo que sea que diga a esta hora, esta pastilla le toca y los padres no pueden dar, eso es algo distinto y tiene que ser algo bien específico para ese niño, con papeles con Marjorie en la oficina.
Sí, porque esa es la regla que tenemos, que los padres tienen que dejarnos saber si los niños necesitan medicamento para que la oficina esté presente para que el niño la reciba.
Exacto.
No puede ser el catequista.
No puede ser que ustedes se lo den.
No.
So she's saying, what if a parent gives permission for a child to take pills? And I'm saying it has to be a very specific understanding. It has to be written out that this child has to take this medicine at this hour, and it should be done in the office rather than in the classroom with the catechist. The catechist should not be distributing or administering medication. There was a question back there. Our teacher.
I got word at work that remind.com is an approved vendor. Like you're going to go through the list of approved vendors, and we really like remind.com. I don't know if you guys have heard it. It's kind of just like a group to kind of send out a blast. And like they talk about getting the consent, of course, you know, permission to be on the email. So maybe we could send like a permission slip home, like, you know, you allow your student, and then maybe like a parent remind group and then a student remind group. But I don't know.
So right now, I would ask you to hold off creating anything until we get these guidelines from legal. Okay, let legal identify those guidelines for us. And it may very well be that you get that remind.com. But I think I want to wait for their guidelines first.
I have a question regarding icebreakers in the classroom.
Okay.
So can the kids play things amongst themselves that involve touching, not inappropriately?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be, you know, part of our Eucharist, part of our Mass is the handshake of peace. So God wanted us to reach out to each other. So yeah, yeah. It's so long as it's appropriate, non-sexual, and what is it? Public, appropriate, and non-sexual. That's PAN. That's what it tells you in the Vertus training. So with children, we want to teach them responsible interaction.
Okay.
You know, so yeah. Ella preguntó si en la clase pueden tener, tú sabes, un taller que tenga, que ellos se tocan, uno que sea apropiado, pero, y yo digo que sí, que es parte de nuestras misas hacerle la salud de paz. So, yeah. Anything, do you guys want coffee already or something?
Yeah. Karen has a question. She should be the
Okay,
last
there's a
one.
question.
Well, how much affection can you show each other? Sometimes they want to hug you and you go to them.
No, I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do that. And like I said, appropriate, public, appropriate.
and touch.
I have children, I have my grandchildren, I'm always teaching them, you know, even me, I'm always teaching them appropriate interaction. So my grandson comes running, and before I even know, he's holding me, and right away I have to go down to where he is, and then I hold him. You know, that's appropriate, all right? If he comes and he's holding on and you're like this, it's teaching him that other adults can hold him like that, and I don't want him to learn that. I want him to learn that adults should be getting down to his level and holding him, or high fives, you know, or pats on the back up here, you know, or up here. But I'll tell you, parents are very sensitive, very sensitive. So you want to demonstrate that you're respecting their what boundaries they create for their children. So if the parent said, no, I don't want you hugging my child, okay. But if the child's hurt and he's crying, I don't want you to say, no, I can't touch you. I want you to touch, what happened here? Okay, are you hurt? You know, oh, I hurt my behind. Don't say, I'm going to rub it. Say, oh, that must hurt bad. How about we try to walk it off? Let's walk it off. You know, so it's appropriate. So that your behavior is teaching the child good, healthy behavior from adults. So si un niño se cae y se golpea, yo no quiero que ustedes digan, no, no te puedo tocar porque eso es contra lo que me están diciendo. Si no, bájase donde ellos estén y ayúdale. Pero si ellos me dicen, oh, me caí y me golpeé acá atrás, no quiero que le diga, oh, que déjame sobarlo. No, no, sino, párase, vamos a ver si con andando se alivia un poquito. Okay?
But there are just those kids that are naturally hugger. So what do you do?
Pardon?
But there are those kids that are naturally a hugger.
Yeah.
They just come to you and
that's my grandson. Yeah. Just say, oh, you know, if you know that he's a natural hugger or they're natural huggers, try to prepare as much as you can. You know, just say, okay, you know, I'm going to teach you safe hugs.
Okay.
I'm going to teach you safe hugs. But don't just like, okay, he's a natural hugger, let him hug me. He can hug me. No, you know, I'm going to teach you safe hugging. Because I like that you hug, but you should have a safe hug. You know, a safe hug is like this, you know. And then you teach him, okay? Give him. Oh, I've been told that's it.
No, si tienen más preguntas, if you have any questions, because we have to celebrate welcoming Mass 11 o'clock.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Time to have a coffee.
And I have to go to St. Dismas in Waukegan.
Oh, wow.
No, it's okay, I got
Any
time.
more questions? Is the time now to...
Si no, yo me voy a quedar un poquito, tomar un poquito de café a ver si me alivia. Pero voy a estar aquí
We
un
need a
momento.
break and then more questions?
No.
Everybody good?
Break and let's go
Are you
upstairs.
done? Are you
Yes.
done with me?
Yes.
Thank you.
I don't take it personally. Pero gracias.
Thank you.
Gracias a ustedes, no.